Welcome to EDUC COUN 6326, Educational Research and Scholarly Writing. This course is designed to introduce graduate students in education and counseling to scholarly writing and the research process. Topics include exploration of different literary styles in educational research, mastery of APA style, and analysis, synthesis, and critique of peer-reviewed literature. Whether you are starting the program as a novice writer or as a published author, we hope that you will find this course to be a source of support and inspiration as you work on expanding your writing skills. This video provides an orientation to the course and to some of its unique features. Let's start with the navigation menu on the left side of the screen. This menu provides links to the main pages of the course, as well as some important resources. The topmost links include a Start Here page, on which you will find introductory material and references. Announcements will be your home page during the course, as your professor will post regular announcements to this page. The Syllabus link contains the entire course syllabus document. The Learning Modules link takes you to the page where you can access each learning module for the course. A full semester course will typically have one learning module per week, while a 7-week course will have 2 to 3. Click on a specific learning module, which will bring you to an overview page of that module, including a description of the new skills you will be learning in that module, and a reminder of relevant skills you have already learned. A summary of the learning objectives and student learning outcomes for the module, a list of resources and activities for the module, conveniently categorized with icons that represent various actions such as read, view, complete, etc. A list of assessments, that is, assignments that will be evaluated, and a folder containing all of the materials needed for that module, such as videos, web page links, and places to submit the assessments. Group partner work is where you can find discussion boards and peer and group review activities. My Progress is a running tab of your work status and achievement on each assessment. Note that this link is titled My Progress here because the course uses a unique grading scheme that emphasizes formative assessment and feedback rather than exclusively summative assessment. We will be providing you with a qualitative description of your progress over time, rather than just a score for each assessment. We'll discuss this a bit more later in the video. Professor information contains contact information for your professor, as well as a description of his or her role in the course, expectations related to communication, turning in work, and feedback, and so forth. Finally, the course calendar contains due dates for assessments and any other events that your professor adds. Be sure to check both the announcements and the course calendar pages every day or two. Below these course pages, there are helpful tools such as email, as well as university resources, such as help with Blackboard issues and a wide variety of UST student support services, such as the Office of the Registrar and the Office of Counseling and Disability Services. There's also additional information about academic integrity and APA style, a direct link to the UST library, and course policies. Now that you are familiar with the components of the course design, let's discuss how the course content is structured. The course uses a writing process framework that includes 6 steps: pre-writing, drafting, responding, revising, editing, and reflecting. In the first part of the course, research foundations will be covered, including finding, evaluating, and using source material and APA style. In the second part, we go through the writing process steps and cover strategies for improving as a writer at each step, while working on a summary and response essay as practice. In the final part of the course, we apply the writing process to a synthesis paper that includes 3 modes of writing: narrative, expository, and persuasive. The main assessment of your performance in this course will be the synthesis paper. Your synthesis paper will be evaluated according to the criteria listed in the syllabus. However, your professor will also take into account the goals that you have identified on a personal learning plan following the initial summary and response essay. This personal learning plan is geared towards helping you make incremental improvements in your writing, and it capitalizes on the numerous resources embedded within the course. For example, within each learning module, the Additional Resources folder contains materials to help you achieve the next level of writing competence. Your professor may direct you to specific resources within these folders or elsewhere. In addition, peer review and group feedback are an essential part of this course, and you will be asked to participate in either real-time oral discussion at a time that your group finds most convenient, or written peer review for various assignments. Working with peers provides a great way of sharing your work with an audience and getting feedback about how to make your writing better. We expect that all peer and group collaboration will take place in an atmosphere of respectful honesty. Finally, the course uses a unique grading system based on research about how people best learn to become better writers. Possible course grades include an A, a B, or a non-passing grade. Your specific course grade will be based on your performance on the synthesis paper, proficient, improved but developing, or not improved, as well as the effort you have put into the course, that is, completing all assignments, giving meaningful peer feedback, and demonstrating conscientiousness in your work. In other words, students must complete all assignments, participate actively in the learning community, and demonstrate measurable improvement from the beginning to the end of the course in order to achieve at least a B on their synthesis paper. The synthesis paper must meet all criteria for proficient work found in the syllabus to receive an A. Your professor and the research program greatly value feedback, and there are numerous ways for you to offer suggestions and feedback. In this course, there is a formal midpoint course feedback survey. There's also the formal end-of-course evaluation from Idea Center. We appreciate you taking the time to complete these forms and offer constructive criticism, as student feedback is the most important source of information we use when we update the course. In addition, you are encouraged to talk with your professor at any time about concerns, questions, or suggestions. Beginning a graduate program is an exciting and at times overwhelming experience. Some of you may be returning to higher education after many years, while others may be continuing just a couple of years after obtaining your undergraduate degree. In either case, you probably have discovered that graduate study requires a major shift in your routines and responsibilities. It involves balancing academic responsibilities with work, family, and personal responsibilities. Time management is essential, and you may have to regularly remind your family and friends of your academic duties. This course, in particular, is fast-paced and intense, with numerous assignments and activities. Take care not to fall behind and keep in close contact with your professor, especially if extenuating circumstances arise. We know that writing can be anxiety-provoking for many students, so we have designed this course to provide scaffolding and support, regardless of your current level of writing skill. By the same token, even writers with advanced skills can benefit from polishing their skills with new topics and new modes of writing. Thus, we hope that all students will find this course useful. This concludes the orientation video. We wish you the best as you begin the research and writing process.